What is going on, Sooner Nation? Welcome back, Sooner Surge podcast that tells it like it is on this Tuesday evening. Thanks for joining us tonight, joining me tonight as I'm here solo right now, as it's Tuesday night. Jeremy usually running late on Tuesday night, so I'm gonna get this show going. Don't want to leave you guys waiting. So, how's everybody doing tonight? Hope everybody's doing good. Chester bringing up Pro Day. I've seen other people talking about it. Listen, I followed along a little bit on Twitter, and I saw, I think 918 put it in there too about Trace Ford. Hey, Trace Ford had a great day. Okay. I'm not going to use the word massive. I'm not going to use the word elite. He had a great day today. But does that mean he's going to get drafted? I did a little digging. What's up, KB? Gray guy, what's up? I did a little bit of digging. And so in the last 4 years, okay, 85% of the people drafted in the NFL draft were invited to the combine, which means 15% were not, which means on average per year, 35 to 40 guys in the whole draft are drafted that did not go to the combine. Does that make sense what I just said? 35 to 40 guys on average per year over the last 4 years, average, are the only ones that made the NFL draft, not invited to the combine. So Trace Ford, could he be one of the 35 to 40 that get drafted? He had a great pro day. He did. He flat out did. I mean, some of the measurables he did out there and some of the stuff was unbelievable. I mean, you look at it, I think some of the stuff would have put him about 5th in the NFL combine if he didn't win NFL combine as a defensive end. So, but we'll see what that does. I mean, and then you had a bunch of other guys. In fact, I was shocked there was, and I don't know the reasoning and how all this works, but some of the guys that do pro day, like there's no shot they're making an NFL roster. So the pro day is for what? UFL? I mean, because anybody can pretty much participate in pro day. That's the thing. You got to be invited to the combine on pro days. I mean, anybody can participate. But I mean, out of today's actions, it looks like, I mean, you had the guys like Danny Stutzman. He didn't run today, but he didn't need to run. He had such a great combine. There's no need to run. It would be flat out dumb to run after the combine he had running. So he did all the other stuff. So yeah, I mean, that's kind of the news of pro day today, but let's get to some of these comments. Colin says, fun question of the day. Which do you prefer? Crunchy peanut butter or smooth? Smooth peanut butter all day long. Crunchy peanut butter is nasty. I don't want no crunch in my peanut butter and jelly sandwich. None. But you know what I do like? And this is while we're on peanut butter, I got to bring up jelly. I mean, they go together so good, but if you haven't had a toasted peanut butter and jelly, I don't know what you're doing. Because toasted PBJs are unbelievable. In fact, 918, I'm going to use the word massive and elite for a toasted PBJ. That's what they are. Yeah, and you know what? This might sound really weird to you, so I don't care. This might sound weird, but I want you to try to guess how I eat my peanut butter and jelly. I don't use bread, like loaf of bread. It's not a regular white bread. It's not a wheat bread. Guess what I eat my peanut butter and jellies on? It's a bread, but it's not a regular sandwich bread. See if anybody can get this. This is not trivia for the night, so don't think this is trivia, but see if anybody can get this. Not a tortilla, though. That might be pretty good, Chester. No. That's it, Sooner fan. They're way better on a hamburger bun. Way better. Try it. Try it and tell me you don't like it better. It's better on a bun, okay? Better on a bun. Go try it out. Hey, by the way, the tortilla, if you haven't had a hot dog in a tortilla, you're missing out too, because a hot dog in a tortilla is really good. We're on a whole nother topic now. Yeah. Yeah, Daniel. I see your comment. I'm not going to show it, but okay. Oh, wow. This is turning south very quickly. Let's get back to football, okay? Back to football. But real quick, I got to say one other thing because I'm seeing this in here and I just got to cover it. But it's sort of, grape, strawberry. No, give me grape all day long. Hey, I got to say this because where I'm at, we have a Sam's Club that they make their own tortillas in house, hot, and they are unbelievable. You walk up, they have a tortilla maker. You buy your package of tortillas for like $1.50. Yeah, a whole package at Sam's, $1.50. Hot tortillas, and they are like a Mexican restaurant. They are so freaking good. So I know not everybody gets that in their Sam's Club, but we do here. So you got to love it. All right, let's get off of this. Let's talk some football. Well, KB, okay, KB, okay. There we go. KB makes his own. So I guess we need to try KB's tortillas. Dave, so much for the super. Always appreciate you. Grateful for you, man. Really are. Thank you so much. I'm a little turned off. The people saying strawberry on a peanut butter and jelly, strawberry jelly. I don't understand. Strawberry on toast, I get it. Toast and butter, okay. Not on a peanut butter jelly. No, not going to happen. All right. Back to football. What else you want to talk about today? You got spring practice still we could talk about. What else? You got basketball tomorrow night. You got basketball. You got OU Georgia. Godwin out. Sam Godwin listed as out tomorrow. So there you have it, Sooner fans. By the way, I'm a Big 12 guy because OU was in the Big 12 for so long. So tonight, what did I do? I'm kind of flipping through the channels and I see that the Big 12 tournament's on. Basketball. I flip over there. What is that basketball court that they're playing on? That is horrendous. That is awful. Pathetic. It's horrible. I was getting dizzy watching. I don't understand all the logos, the diamond shapes. I don't know what that is, but if you haven't flipped it over there, flip it over the second half Utah UCF. Check that thing out. Not a fan. Well, hey, Sooner Thrawn, they haven't really announced that he's out for the year. They haven't announced that. They just said he's out this game. Last game he was out. They haven't. Unless I missed something, I haven't heard that he's completely done for the year. Maybe I don't know if anyone else on here knows. I don't know, Hunter, if you've heard anything either, but I didn't see it on Twitter or anything that he's out for the year yet. But who knows? I'm sorry. Let me get to some of these comments. If OU makes the playoffs, what do you think the odds are that Mateer would be a Heisman? If OU's in the playoffs, to me, Mateer had to have a really good year. I just think he did. So it depends on record too. You know how the Heisman is. You got to have probably a lot of times you got to be like 10-2, 11-1, or they can sit. They won't put you up there. I think 10 wins might get Mateer in the Heisman talk. That's a long way away. Doug Gottlieb won 4 games. Yeah, pretty bad. I was shocked it was that bad. Heard a rumor that Jalen Neal got paid some good at a Mustang. No, Chad. And Chad, welcome to the Sooner Surge. I know we do this every night. I haven't seen your comments in here. So if you're new, appreciate you joining us, man. Usually 2 of us on here, but tonight it's just me right now. But Chad, I have not heard the rumor, but obviously, let's face facts with transfer portal and with high school. It's happening in high school too. Players are going to get paid in high school. So I would think, I don't know, good money. I don't know what that would be, but I don't know. But here's the crazy thing is transferring to Mustang, and will he end up at OU? That's the question. Will he end up at OU? I don't know. Let me ask you this in the chat. Okay. Let me ask you this. Better percentage chance that OU lands both Jaden O'Neal and Bo Bentley, or one of the two. I think it's for sure one of the two. I think it's a pretty slim chance that they would get both those guys because they're both highly touted guys. They're both pretty high ranked in quarterbacks. I don't think they're going to get both of them. To me, it's one or the other. And that's right, Gray God. I'm with you. It's one or the other. So if they like Bentley more, Arbuckle, and they go after Bentley, then I think Jalen O'Neal won't come. Now, I think we'll see how that works out, but I don't think there's a good chance they would get both. So I think it's one or the other. Which one would I rather have? I was really high on Jalen O'Neal at Outpost, to be honest with you. I really like Jalen O'Neal. Now, here's the thing. I hadn't watched enough of Bo Bentley. I still haven't to know. It was kind of when Arbuckle came along is when you started hearing about him more. So I'd have to go watch a little bit of him. I don't know a whole lot about him, to be quite honest. But I like O'Neal a lot. And 918 says you lose O'Neal, you lose Odom. I mean, and that's the thing with some of these guys, you know. So do I still like Sperry? I never really was that high on Sperry, Ron. You can ask the other guys. I mean, I thought he was going to be good. I didn't expect him to be like Heisman winner or anything. Okie Lawn, percentage that OU makes a dance regardless of the outcome of tomorrow night's game. Well, that depends, Okie Lawn guy. Tell me what happens to Xavier. Tell me what happens to Ohio State. Tell me what happens to Indiana. Tell me what happens to San Diego State. Tell me what happens to Baylor. Tell me what happens to Arkansas. I mean, now Arkansas and Baylor are a step ahead of OU right now. But the other teams I mentioned, Indiana, Xavier, Ohio State, North Carolina, Texas, they're done. I just have to throw Texas' name in there. But those other teams, it depends on what they do in the tournament too. If OU loses, but those teams lose and there's no crazy upsets, I think they're in. And I think Lenardi today, which I don't listen, Lenardi's really good at what he does, but there's, you know, it used to be Jerry Palm and Joe Lenardi. That's it. You had nothing else really. Now you got so many on the internet and so many on YouTube that watch so much basketball and they put their own cast, bracketology out. And so there's a lot more opinions. But I think I heard from Lenardi today that OU's is safe with 3 bid stealers. They're safe with 3 bid stealers. Okay. So last year you had 5 bid stealers. Just keep that in perspective. This year, Lenardi is saying OU is safe if there's 3 bid stealers. If there's more than that, OU's not safe. Last year there were 5 that stole bids. So it depends on that, okay? And that's why I said when I mentioned Indiana, Ohio State, Xavier, those are the last 3 in with OU because OU's right now the last 4 in under Lenardi. So those are the last 4 in, those other 3 teams. That's why I mentioned them. That's why they matter, Okie. I saw a video that Big 12 eyeing OU. No, OU's not going back to Big 12. I don't think so, Dowpost. Ask the Magic 8 Ball. Yeah, it's bad. That court's bad. Bentley looks good on limited tape. I saw Chester says. Think OU's a 70% lock if we win. The Sooner Thrawn says. So SEC would like to see. I don't think so. Now, after 1 year, I mean, but man, you know how much the OU softball tickets are going for in Fayetteville? Somebody take a guess. Cheapest ticket I could find right now. Somebody can take a guess. OU versus Arkansas, Fayetteville, Friday night. Somebody tell me. How about this number? $84. $84 for a softball ticket. Now, that was last night I checked. $84. It's a pretty expensive ticket in town for that. Keelan, what's going on? Boomer Sooner, baby. Hope everyone's doing well. Hope you're doing well, Keelan. Good to see you on here tonight, man. So what else is going on? Not a tornado discount. The tornadoes, it looks like they're going to be east, but there's going to be high wind. Most Oklahoma, I think, eastern Oklahoma, northwest Arkansas, you're talking 60 to 70 mile an hour wind gust on Friday. So who knows if they'll even play that game. But if the wind's blowing out, Man, 60-mile-an-hour wind blowing out. Okay. I think OUB hit some dingers there. Porter's been on the bubble and got last 3 years now. Another hope it falls. Yeah, I hope it falls his way too, but we'll see. We'll see what happens. That weird things happen in March. Weird things happen in March Madness, okay? You got to hope a whole lot of weird things don't happen. And I tell you right now, I'm going to tell you right now a team to watch out for as a bid stiller, okay? Right now. And maybe this goes total wrong and it's a bad pick by me. But I would look out for Kansas State to make a deep run in the Big 12 tournament, and then you'd have to hope Houston or Kansas. I just think Kansas State and Jerome Tang, they proved earlier on this year, they went on a stretch. I think they won 6 straight in the Big 12 and beat all NCAA tournament teams. If they got hot and they ran that table in the Big 12, that still's a bid. So you got to be rooting for Houston, obviously, or Kansas, or somebody that's already in the tournament, Iowa State, to win the Big 12 tournament. Or Tech. Tech's another one. My money right now is on Houston or Iowa State, Gray God, over Tech. I think Houston, you're right. I think Tech, I would pick Iowa State over Tech right now. Kanik is tied in, correct. Yeah, hit the like. Appreciate that, Dow Post. Thank you so much. Appreciate it. You know what? I'm going to get to trivia a little bit early tonight. Okay? Before we do, check out the FanStop, www.thefanstop.com. Code SURGE, you'll get 10% off your first 3 months if you do that. They got different packages you can sign up for. They got premium package, another package you can get hoodies and stuff, but check them out. Just go to the website, check them out, thefanstop.com. Here we go. Guys, gals, it's a big anniversary. 5 years to the day. 5 years to the day that NBA stopped playing, canceled because of COVID. You remember the game in Oklahoma City, Utah, Rudy Gobert. Game was called, and the next day, the NCAA tournament canceled. The next day, 5 years ago. So here's my trivia question. A few days before that, Oklahoma basketball had a big-time win. They beat TCU. Austin Reeves just had a game. How many points did he score that game? Had the game winner. What was his point total for the game? Had the game winner, if you remember right, got reprimanded for a throw slashing or something he did after the game winner. But how many points did he score that game? That's a trivia question. See who gets us first. My money's on 918, but Bryce beat him to it. 41 points. Bryce with the win. There we are. 41. Bryce, good job tonight. You get the point for trivia tonight. 41 points, Austin Reeves. And at that time, who? And if anybody raises their hand and they're going to say yes, I'm going to have to argue with you and say you're wrong. I don't think anybody thought he would be as good in the NBA as what he's doing with LA. I think people thought, okay, he may make a roster, but what he's doing with LA is unbelievable. And it's kind of sad that they couldn't do as much with him on the team. I mean, people can talk about Porter Moser. They had pretty good talent, with Austin Reeves there, and they didn't do a whole lot with it. So, but man, he was a good player. Loved watching him play. He was one of the most recent players I just loved watching. We're not going to get into that tonight, Bryce. I'm not getting into no Jordan LeBron talk tonight on this Tuesday night. Go Lakers, I'm not says. Yeah, he's doing better in the NBA. A Sooner-thron. I think he was good at OU. I think he was really good at OU. I mean, it's a little different in the NBA when it's such a one-on-one game. But when he got in these one-on-one games in college, he was really good. When he got into these games where he was free-flowing and doing that kind of stuff, he put on a show. Porter wasn't the coach with Austin Reeves, Aaron. Lon Kruger was. No Porter. Porter was not there yet. What else? Hey, Hunter, let's open up the phone lines tonight. Love to talk to some people tonight. We'll see if Jeremy joins here in a little bit. If not, I'm going to roll with it, baby. I'm gonna roll with it. I'm gonna strap up, put it on my back, and let's go. So there's the link if you'd like to call in. It's right there. Give me a call. Just tell me what's on your mind. It's kind of weird, these being in the SEC basketball tournament. Haven't gotten used to it yet. Hey, Chester, have a good night. Hope you have a good night at work. Haven't gotten used to being in the SEC yet, year one. It's kind of different. At the same time, though, you look at the Big 12, and I flip it over to the Big 12 tournament, and you got Utah and UCF. I mean, you have Colorado. I mean, it's weird seeing some of these teams in there. So, hey, KB's on the line. What's up, KB? How are you tonight?
You.
Good, man. How you doing?
Hey, let's talk some recruiting here. I got a question for you.
Okay.
Some more of y'all opinions. You hear some of these teams, A&M's one of them.
Mm-hmm.
A lot of times they have a real good class, about this time of year, Yep. And then about the end of the year, they start losing everybody. Do you think it's a good idea, do you think it's a real good idea to sign or take a bunch of commitments at the beginning of the year before they even have a chance to?
Well, that word is so the word commitment nowadays is it's hard to even count it as a commitment. But OU tries to do that too with this word commitment. But like even this Jaden O'Neal thing, KB, he's committed, but is he going to end up at OU? I don't know. It's just like I think here's the thing. I think it's a great point, KB. Do you limit yourself if you have a lot of guys committed early too?
Yeah, and I didn't know Jade was already committed. That wasn't part of the deal. I didn't know that, but it seems like you said it. What does commitment mean when you're still 8 months out and you haven't even really looked around?
Well, I said, what was it last year when guys were committed for the 26 class already? I said, why? What's the point? Like you're right, KB. I know it's early, and maybe there's going to be guys that do actually stick to a commitment. But if I was a dad of a player, okay, I would tell my son, man, unless if you know for sure you're going to commit there, you're going to go there, commit. Otherwise, please don't commit. Let's go visit. Why would you strap yourself into that if you're going to go visit all these other schools?
Right. And it may bite Texas, but number one, Sark won't even take a commitment usually before June. He tells them, I want you to go visit before you commit. Now, if it's somebody that's everybody's trying to get, that may be a different story. Okay. But normally them guys aren't going to commit early anyway. And he doesn't, and he won't have any official visits in May. He don't start any official visits till June. And it's worked for us, and it seems like everybody gets that out of their system, and then he comes in here at the end, and they start throwing the money around. And it's like, and everybody else is then scrambling,
Yeah, and if you throw money around at the end, you're going to get players to flip because certain players anyway. And 918 says classes are filling up far earlier than years past. Core typically stays the same and just lose. And that's a good point.
Well,
some players just want to get in there because they want to go there and they don't want them to take somebody else.
Yeah, that. And they also said because they're unsure of this ruling on having a cap type deal, whatever that's called. And they're wanting to get their negotiations done early this year before that goes in. Yeah, there was a deal on one of the SEC. It wasn't one of the SEC podcast type deals. And they were talking about, just what 918 said. They're filling up early this year. That's because mom and dads and agents aren't sure what this ruling and what it's supposed to be and, for next year. And they're trying to get in there and get structured before they have a cap come in.
Yeah. Yeah.
So they're doing that's part of that this year.
Yeah. That's interesting.
Yep. Anyway, I just wondering, I see a lot of these teams, they get all pumped up. Hey, I'm number one recruiting and number two, and it's March, and you're like,
it's early. Yeah. Yeah.
You got 50 kids and you may have 10 of those kids come August, Yeah.
Yeah. And it depends on the school, but I do think, a lot of schools wait till the end and then kind of just stack it up, So
Well,
we'll
at
see.
least you know where you stand then, and you're not spending so much time all year long trying to hold on to that guy.
That's true. And that's what it does feel like sometimes is you're just like holding on for dear life.
Exactly. All right, bro. Y'all have a good night.
Hey, have a good one, KB. Appreciate it. I think we got Germ on here. Germ, are you here?
What's up?
No, there you are, man.
Hey.
Wow, I wasn't expecting you so soon.
Today's player's about as committed as a junior high dating relationship. Well, Jay, I'm on a little earlier tonight.
I know. What's up?
19 years of marriage. That's commitment.
I wasn't going to say anything. I didn't know if you wanted, but yeah, 19-year anniversary for Jeremy and his wife.
I feel it's apropos.
Happy anniversary.
Since everyone's talking about commitment on here, I figured I'd talk about that. And Jay,
I'm surprised you're on here again. I'm surprised you're on here. Didn't go out or something.
We had soccer and science fair and all sorts of things tonight. But yeah, hey, it's all good. It's been a good 19 years. And you know what? Commitment nowadays doesn't mean what it used to, Jay, in the world of sports, because I heard what KB said. I saw someone comment commitment 8 months away is ridiculous. It doesn't mean a whole lot.
Yeah, and you know what? We have not talked about this yet. Drake Stoops suspended 2 games for violating the policy. Now, what was it? What's that?
Performance enhancing drugs, Jay.
What was it? Something in a supplement that he didn't know about? Was it?
I'm not asking him.
Yeah, I'm not saying. I'm just saying, like, it sucks. It does sucks for him because he had just, I saw his post earlier today about before this happened. It sucks, man. So, talked a little bit of pro day earlier, Jerm. Talked a little bit of pro day. Trace Ford had a good day, but
yeah, I've seen a lot. Yeah, I know Trace Ford obviously shined, but other than that,
yeah, wasn't a whole lot. I saw Woody. I saw Jake Roberts out there. I saw Casey Thompson out there running. So yeah, I think Mark's just catching. Do you eat peanut butter, Jerm?
Some of the big. What?
Do you eat peanut butter?
Yeah. On a peanut butter and jelly sandwich.
Crunchy or smooth?
Oh, please, Jay. There's only smooth. That's it. You can't do crunchy peanut butter.
Okay, I thought you'd say that too. Yeah. Yeah. What else going on, Jerm?
I don't know that there's anything else going on, Jay. It's kind of a slow day until tomorrow night when the Sooner basketball team ensures their lock into the big dance. Yeah, that's funny, Ron. That's actually not far off. Woody was a freshman when Woody Washington, a freshman when my wife and I got married.
Yeah, that's true. About like that. Okay,
yeah,
Preps,
Brian Montanati and son out of the tournament.
Hey, is Broken Arrow going to get him one this year? I think they might.
In women's and girls?
Yeah, boys.
No.
Why?
They're not winning state championship.
They're in the semis playing Union. Union upset Norman.
Yeah, I don't think BA is going to do it. Sorry.
Who's going to win the boys then?
I have no idea, Jay. I don't follow it enough.
Well, I'm just saying, I think they've handled Union this year already, and they play Union for semis.
Union's pretty good.
Well, they upset Norman. They did. So,
I'm pretty calm tonight, Jay. I don't know. I don't think I'm going to lose my mind over anything tonight. It's been a pretty chill day.
That's good. That's good. Well,
nobody's break on the horizon.
Oh, are y'all on spring break next week?
Next week.
Oh, nice. Nice.
No plans. Staying around here. That's about it.
Hey, have you flipped on the Big 12 basketball?
I've not watched any of it, Jay.
Okay.
I know Colorado beat TCU.
Yeah. That's right.
K-State beat Arizona State. That's all I know. Is Kansas winning?
They play tomorrow.
Okay.
Play tomorrow. So ESPN Plus. Where would we be in sports without the Plus networks? SEC Network Plus, ESPN Plus. How did we used to make it with just ESPN and ESPN Deuce?
Answer me
Remember
this.
ESPN
Answer
Deuce?
me this. Answer me this.
Yeah.
Is the NCAA tournament on TBS, True TV, TNT again? All that?
I assume so, yes.
Okay, good.
Are you glad?
Yes.
Why?
I like those stations, Jay.
Hey, Greg got says, where would OU ball be in Big 12? I would have them about 5 or 6.
I would say 4. Yeah, 4 through 6.
4 through 6. I mean, Baylor's number 7 seed, and OU would be right there with Baylor ahead of them. So I would say 4 through 6.
Yeah.
I mean, the Big 12 is down from last year and the year before. I mean, you got Houston, Iowa State, Texas Tech, but when Kansas is this low, it's a down year for the Big 12. And if you look at it, here's the difference. The Big 12 says Go ahead.
Keelan says, why do you think Bookie didn't live up to the hype at OU? Who do you think the biggest bust at OU is in the last? I mean, Bookie's one of them. And here's the deal.
Last decade, 10 years, that would be 2015 on. Who would it be?
Hey, one reason he didn't live up to the hype, his size.
Jackson Arnold.
I don't know how he was a 5-star.
Jackson Arnold's up there.
1 year, it's hard to judge.
Bookie was there.
Bookie was there for 4 years.
Yeah, it's only 1 year, but Jackson Arnold was. No, I get it for the 4 years, but for 1 year, Jackson Arnold had to be up there, very high.
He is not the biggest bust. You guys are outside your mind.
He was the number 1 guy coming in. Jeremy, what are you talking about?
So was Jeremy Calhoun. He didn't even play.
Jeremy Calhoun did not play in the last decade.
I don't know what year he was, Jay.
We're talking about decade, Jeremy. That's 10 years if you didn't know that. Decade is 10 years ago. So give me another
guy like Trajan Bridges.
Well, I mean, you have those 3. You had Hazelwood, Bridges, and Theo Weiss. Theo Weiss ended up pretty good, but Hazelwood didn't do a whole lot at OU either.
Let me ask you a question. Was Spencer Rattler a bust?
No, Spencer Rattler wasn't a bust. He wasn't.
How was he not?
Spencer Rattler's in the NFL, Jerm. He wasn't a bust. He wasn't
as good. At OU, was he a bust?
He wasn't as good as what people thought he would be, but he's not a bust.
At OU, was he a bust?
No, he wasn't a complete bust.
He got benched his 3rd year at OU, wasn't it?
Winning the Big 12 championship's a bust. Okay.
Just curious.
What?
That wide receiver room of Trajan Bridges, Jaden Hazelwood, and Theo Weiss. That was a pretty.
I'm never going to call anybody. Hey, sorry, I can't call any quarterback that's a starting quarterback for a college team that wins a conference championship a bust. Can't do it. Now, can you say this?
By the way,
no. Can you say this? He wasn't as good as people thought. Like, he didn't have the numbers that people thought he would. Yes, but you cannot say the word bust.
Yeah. I don't think he was a bust either, Jay. I don't think he was a bust either. I'm just trying to play devil's advocate. A devil's advocate. And is this Hunter or Jackson?
Hunter.
How am I making an argument? The reason I'm saying Arnold shouldn't be considered a bust necessarily is 2 reasons. One, he played half of a season.
Well, and I agree.
Had no good. Now, if he were to do that again next year, yeah, absolutely. But to me, he got benched. He could have just said, "I'm done at OU." He came back. He beat Alabama, led him on that one, but in a makeshift offense, it was a skeleton of it. I think it's too early to say he's a bust.
Listen, real quick. First, I agree with
1 year. He played like 6 games.
Listen up. I agree with Sixfo here. A lot went into it. I'm not blaming it all on Jackson Arnold. But the question was not, is he a bust in general? Is he not going to be good? No. The question was he a bust at OU?
Well,
I mean, that was the question.
If
The
we're
question
doing
was
that,
not, is he not a good quarterback?
If we're saying if they're a bust at OU, there's been guys who have been there a year and left that are also bust.
Who?
I mean, how many guys have been on campus a year, didn't play it down, and went somewhere else?
Name it.
I'm asking you.
You said there's plenty of guys that have done it. Go for it. Tell me.
I'm trying to think of guys who have been at OU for a year, then transferred and played somewhere and been pretty good.
You said there's a bunch of them.
I'm sure there are, Jay.
918.
I'm sure there's plenty of guys.
Yeah, I would agree with a recruiting bust is different than a bust. A bust that just doesn't pan. I mean, listen, I think Jackson Arnold may do really well at Auburn. I'm not saying he's a bust in general. Yeah, Seth Luttrell, biggest bust in the history of bust. Okay, Dalpo's hit it on the nail right there. That's the big bust.
If you want to say Jackson Arnold was a bust at OU and didn't perform as what everyone thought he would, yes, you're right. If you want to say he's a bust for his future, you're absolutely wrong until we know.
Yeah, I'm not saying for the future of his career. I'm saying at OU, but JA has Arnold's opportunity better than Auburn, but we will see. I agree. But we don't need to talk about Jackson Arnold. Major?
I don't know why we're talking about
Marcus Major. Marcus Major? I wouldn't call complete bust.
He was injured a lot. I mean,
injured a lot. That hurt. I wouldn't consider him a bust, but I mean, so no, he's not still on the JO train. Great God.
No, I'm not. I actually don't even care to talk about Jackson Arnold. I don't even care if Jackson Arnold plays it down the rest of his life. I'm not like people who just want to, hey, I'm going to go root for Auburn to win the Natty. Like people did with DG. Like, forget about it. He's not a Sooner.
Now, 918 says Gentry. When he's played, he's done good. The problem is he hasn't been available a lot.
He's been a bust when it comes to injury. He's had busted a lot of muscles or bones, but
I tell you another guy that was probably on my radar, thought he was going to be out of this world at Oklahoma. And he's no longer at Oklahoma, but he had injuries. It was Jaden Rowe. Jaden Rowe, I thought was going to be unbelievable.
I thought he'd be good too.
I watched him in high school. I thought this dude. Yeah. I was, too bad for him, really. It really was too bad for him. So,
yeah.
Hey, Jerm, I was telling people earlier on this OU softball tickets, $84 tickets.
For a softball game. For a softball game.
Crazy stuff.
You can't tell me softball hasn't, exceeded
it
what
has
everyone's...
in certain areas, Jerm.
Now, Eric, we talked about this last night. I don't know if you've seen the interview, Eric, that was posted on Sooner Scoop. I said last night, and I'll agree from a playing standpoint, he's been a bust. I think he should have been on the field, but there was a disservice done to Jaron Cannon. When he was Cheetah, he had 12 tackles against Nebraska, and they said, no, we're going to move you to linebacker. They should have either kept him at Cheetah or played him on offense. Kudos to the guy for still being there. I think he's going to be a difference maker this year. So.
Well, and Chuck's right about this probably. And that's why it's hard for me to call guys bust when they're injured. Like Gentry, Jaden Rowe, they haven't panned out. They didn't pan out yet. But part of it is because of injuries. I mean, that's part of it. But so if you say a bust with the guy that was fully healthy that never played or did anything,
Jeremy Calhoun.
I'm trying to think of a recent guy.
Trey Matoyer would be one.
I mean, unless Kennett can get it together this year, he hasn't been injured. And do you remember the hype for him coming out of high school? When they got him, when they got him to go to OU instead of Clemson.
He never had played linebacker his whole life.
I'm not saying the reason. I'm not arguing on the reason about position. I'm just saying, and Dalpo's has a good one in here. R.J. Washington. That is a good one.
He was a
Rhett
five-star.
Bomar. Yeah, Rhett Bomar. I mean, we're going way back now. I'm talking about recently. Who was the guy? There's also been guys at Oklahoma that were bust until like the last year or two. They really turned it on. Do you remember? Was it Redmond that started out kind of slow at OU?
Jalen Redmond. But there was a lot of issues medically.
Medical issues and stuff. But then he just at the end of his career, he got it together. He's in the NFL now.
Hey, Chuck, that's my point. He was the one that wanted to go to offense because he realized linebacker, he said it wasn't a natural position for him. Who put him at linebacker?
No, but he wanted to keep trying linebacker.
Who put him at linebacker, Jay?
Him and the coaches, Jerm. I'm not there. I'm not in the room with Jaron Canick, Jerm.
Well, I'm just trying to combat the point here of saying when you say Canick wanted to go to offense, yeah, because he was in an unnatural position. To me,
yeah,
that's a
Jackson,
disservice.
Jackson, that's what we said. There was some medical stuff with it. So that's why. But you know who else started at linebacker? And then do you remember, wasn't it Benito that started his career at a linebacker at OU?
Yes.
Before they moved him to edge?
Yeah.
And then they moved him to edge and he kind of tore it up.
Hey, Eric.
And we'll see on this. I mean, we'll see on this.
In high school, he had the ball in his hands all the time. So he's athletic as all get out. If you're not going to play him at linebacker, I think he's got to be on the field.
Well, what would the natural position be?
The natural defensive position was safety, and that's why I think Cheetah fit him well. The natural position on offense, I think he's played quarterback, running back, a lot of different positions.
Yeah, we'll see. I hope he pans out and has a good year, but we'll see. I'm waiting to see. I'm at a wait and see. I know a lot of people are more hyped on him than at tight end already.
This may be the worst take I've ever heard in my life.
Well, I mean, I think it depends on. I think Jerm.
How many drops did he have?
What? I can't base
drops.
Okay, but Jerm, I can't base anything I saw on offense last year with the offense they were running.
Then don't. Okay, that's fine. Then don't say Jackson Arnold's a bust.
I would call Bauer Sharp a bust too.
Gotcha.
How?
You just said you can't grade Bauer Sharp because of the offense. What? He missed how many blocks?
Jerm,
he dropped balls.
Never mind. You totally missed the boat. But whatever. I don't know what Canick's 40 time is right now.
I saw enough from Bauer Sharp.
Well, I'm glad he's not at OU.
I saw enough of Bauer Sharp, man.
I think he'll do good at LSU. Hey, 918, serious question. Who's a player that had switched sides that found his stride and found success? That's
Andre
the thing.
Woolfolk is the answer.
God, we're going 30 years ago.
Oh, it didn't have a timetable, Jay.
I know, but if you can't think of anything before then, there's got to be somebody else, doesn't there?
Six-Fo Chevy said the same thing. Andre Woolfolk.
Yeah, but is there nobody? So we're talking about a guy 25 years ago. I mean, I think you're going right to what 918 is saying there. Doesn't happen.
I mean, DJ Graham is a guy that we don't know how he would end. Blake Bell.
But he didn't switch sides of the ball. We're talking about switching sides of the ball. Blake Bell stayed on offense, Jeremy.
Switch positions, though.
No, we're talking about switch sides of the ball.
Oh, I thought we were just talking about someone who made a switch on a position.
Well, it says switch sides, so I kind of thought sides of the ball.
Yeah, I mean, I see that now. Don't have my glasses. Anyway,
I do think it's hard in college to switch sides of the ball unless you've done it a lot.
Yeah.
Now, Graham tried it. Didn't really work out. He tried it. So
hey, let's talk about tomorrow night because I know we're almost done here. Tomorrow night, we're not going to be on until about 11 o'clock.
Oh, right after the game or what?
Right after the game. I will be on right after the game all the basketball fanatics will be on here, I'm sure, as well, because OU plays Georgia at about 8:30, maybe later. So it'll be late tomorrow.
8:30 game, I think. So Travis Hunter, yeah, we're talking about OU though, Cody. But yeah, Travis Hunter, obviously, unbelievable.
There's a good one. Frank Romero, forgot about him.
Frank Romero's a good one. That's a great one.
That's a
Ron.
great one. Yeah,
that's a great one. That's a while back, but that's a great one.
Oh yeah.
So, hey, somebody asked it earlier, Jerm. If OU loses tomorrow, what's the percentage of them getting in?
It's a coin flip. I said 55% earlier in the week. I think it's coin flip. And if you base it on the past, they haven't been nice to OU.
Hey, Dalpos, I'm not going to put it on this live for everybody to see until I get the bracket out. But I can email you, and for the ones I'll probably email everybody that's in it tomorrow, and I'll include the names in that too, so you have it. But the full bracket will be released in the next 24 to 48 hours. So, and if for some reason somebody isn't in it and wants to be, you better let me know now, because the brackets are being finalized. Gray God, we're not giving you a bye all the way to the championship. So just know that, okay? You got to earn your way, bro. Be interesting to see who wins that, though.
Yeah. Sounds good, Jay.
Oh, yeah. Thunder Celtics tomorrow, too, by the way.
Oh, yeah.
Thunder Celtics, baby. Yeah, I saw that, too, Daniel and Eric talking about Brooks. Sounds like Jay from Unfair Sports, I guess. I don't know. But give me anyone, Gray God says. Give me anyone. There we go. All right. Hey, it's been fun. Germ, happy anniversary to you. Happy 19
Appreciate
years.
that.
19
Appreciate
years. So appreciate everybody joining us tonight. We'll be back at it tomorrow night. Hope everybody has a good Wednesday. Stay safe out there. Enjoy your day. We'll talk to you tomorrow.